Hey guys, jumping in real fast to do a really fast video. I had a student contact me and ask me a question about two problems, and so I wanted to just do a quick video, and I'll put it up on the discussion for you guys to go over. I am on lesson 2.8, and I'm going to cover number 12 and number 15 of your homework. These sound complicated. They look like they're tough problems, but they're really not that hard, so I'll just kind of walk you through real quick. Number 12 says, actually the directions I should say solve each problem using an equation and then check the solution. So let me just walk you through. It says separate the number 27 into two parts so that the first number is twice the second number. What are the numbers? So I have a total of 27. So I can start by just putting equals 27. Okay. And then I know that I've got two numbers. So I've got the first number that I'm going to write here, and then I've got second number that I'm going to write here. And sorry that it's sloppy. I have a desk full of junk and it's hard to write on my mouse. So the first number says, or it says separate the number 27 into two parts. So first part, second part, so that the first number is twice the second number. So the first number is going to be 2 times as big as my second number. So my second number is unknown, so I'm going to say it's x. And my first number is just going to be 2x because it's 2 times as big as my second number. And it says separate them into two parts so that when I put them together, it's going to be 27. So that tells me it's an addition problem. So I'm going to say 2x plus x equals 27. That's arranging my first number as the 2x, my second number as the x, and when I put them together, it equals 27. Now, if I just want to solve this all the way out, which is the check it part, then I end up with a 3x equals 27. And when I divide both sides by 3 to eliminate that 3, then I'm going to end up with x equals 9. And you can put 9 back in. I won't do the checking part, but 9 times 2 is 18, plus another 9 is going to get you to 27. So show me that you checked it, but that's pretty much going to check out your problem. So that's how you have to arrange it, just based on what the flow of the problem asks you, and then drop it into your equation, and then just simply combine your x's together and solve for x, and you get to check it on your own. So that's the first one. The second one is problem number 15. It's very similar, it's just a little different. So it says one number is 70% more than another number. So I've got a number, and then it's 70% bigger than another number. The sum of the two numbers, if I put them together, is 405. So what are the two numbers? So I can already start by saying, well, my total is going to be 405. So I can kind of start with that problem, that side of the problem. And then I've got my first number, and then I have my second number. So let me sort of think about what these are. Okay, it says the first number is 70% more. So it's 70% plus whatever the value of that number is. But when I'm thinking 70%, the only way I'm going to know what it is if I take 70% times the number. So I have to make it something like this. It has to be x plus 70% of x. So it needs to be whatever my number is plus 70% of that number would get me the 70% more. And then number 2, the second one is just a straight up x. It's just what's unknown. Now, the only thing tricky here about this is that I would rewrite it so that it says x plus 0.7x. And let me make it sure I put my x on here right now. So I didn't write it the first time, and let me make sure that you get it. You have to have this x here because that x says it's 70% of whatever the number is. So let me just say it's not 1, but let's pretend that 1 was my number. So 1 was x. So the second number is just 1 because that's what x is in my pretend land. In my first number, it's 1 plus 70% of 1. So I have to put 70% times my 1 so that I can get the percent of what my unknown number is. I would write it like this because all I did was just move that decimal 1, 2 places to the left, and I was able to cancel out that percent sign that no one wants to look at, and you can't solve a problem with percent sign anyways. So I would add up this one, x plus 0.7x plus, because it said sum, just the number x equals 405. So if I have this x here plus this x here, this is an invisible 1, this is an invisible 1, and then 0.7. It's literally 2.7x equals 405. And hopefully I didn't make that too complicated. I just took my x and took my x, put them together for 2x, and then added on the 0.7x. So I ended up with 2.7x equals 405. And then I have to divide off 2.7 from both sides because I need to get that x isolated by itself. And that's just going to leave me with x equals, if you just grab any calculator and put 405 divided by 2.7, I'm pretty certain it's a whole number, and it is. It's 150. So then here, x equals 150. So kind of the same as the other one. I'm not going to check it. I want you to put x back into the original equation. So you'll have to figure out like what is 70% of 150, and that might be challenging, but I think you guys can handle it. But that at least gets you almost finished with both problems number 12 and 15. If anyone else has questions, if you shoot me an email or a text, I will do my best to quickly answer and then get it into the discussion post. Bye guys, have a good week.